My name's Carone Redgate, and my husband Robert and I purchased this home almost 5 years ago. 4 years ago, we started with Creative Roots tentatively to see if they could do something with a yard that needed some major TLC. And we've worked with them each and every year, because each and every year they've come up with some amazing stuff that has made us enjoy our home so much more. And next year is phase 4?
We're stopped counting.
5?
Yeah.
We've quit counting.
Hi, I'm Zach. I'm a shareholder and one of the project managers at Creative Roots Landscaping.
I'm Matt. I'm one of the owners and the construction manager of Creative Roots Landscaping.
We started this project about 4 years ago, and I was the starting lead, and I carried on the whole project. The project started with a bit of a loose plan, but the clients had a vision, and we were able to bring that out of them through conversations and lots of walkthroughs and examples. From the get-go, I had a good idea of what they wanted, and I think we came up with something pretty sweet.
From my perspective, I'd say I didn't really understand where we might start, but we had a lot of help in doing that. We had a pretty good vision, I would say, for what we wanted inside the house. We were pretty pleased with how that came together, but the more that we started to look around the property, it was pretty clear that the property outside of the house was pretty tired, and really the whole thing needed a major revamp.
At first it was a bit of a challenge. When we first got up here, it was pretty overgrown. Had been left for a lot of years, so the vision was kind of hidden in there somewhere, and it was a matter of just pulling it out. It really gave us the opportunity to kind of work with what was here and just kind of highlight it all and just add to what already existed.
It really turned out to be a project that we weren't even aware we were coming into until we met the people in Creative Roots that made it happen. The first phase showed us exactly maybe what we envisioned but didn't know could happen.
The relationship with the client was probably the best part about this job. The more trust we have with the client allows us the freedom mentally to experiment, try new things, push the boundaries, and that's kind of what we're all about. Constant communication and feedback really allowed us to be on the same page the entire process from start to finish. Respect went both ways, and the trust was a huge factor as well with a property this size. So after we established the trust, everything else came easily.
It did take a bit of planning at first. The first stage was a bit of a test. We started with their front island, and we wanted to make a unique space as you come into the property, something that catches your eye, something that draws interest from inside the house and from while you're walking around the house, as well as driving up to the house. I think the water features and the large trees and the large feature rocks that we brought in to kind of work with the scale of the property really helped with that.
The setting up and knowing where and when to stop a particular phase and knowing what we're building in the future was a huge part of it. Because of the scale of the project. We started in the front yard, and we knew we were coming to the backyard and down into the front gate and over to the giant helicopter pad lawn areas. So to make everything work, we had to break down this giant vision and goal into smaller sections, and knowing when to stop and when to start allowed for us to be efficient.
We had a number of phases to the project, so we were involved with a lot of Creative Roots people for over a long period of time. I think the thing that stood out the most for me by a long shot was the quality of the people that Creative Roots brought to the project. Right from the design phase through to helping us understand how to chop this thing up into little bits that were more manageable, to on-site project management, right down to all the people that worked and did a lot of work on the ground. The quality of the people was just above and beyond, and we were really quite taken back by that.
With a project like this, it's a renovation, so there was existing irrigation systems, existing hard surfaces to work off of. The irrigation system was a challenge. There was some giant main lines being used because of the orchard system. There was a huge lack of head-to-head coverage on the giant lawns, so we basically redid all the irrigation. There's also now, thanks to our design team, we have a map that is completely showing you where all the irrigation runs are, all the head-to-head coverage, lighting as well. everything's mapped out.
With the lighting system, we're trying to create a variety of different effects. You have down lighting to light underneath trees where we had the large linden tree. We have down lighting on all the hostas and the flagstone patio area, but we also have moonlights going up into the linden. So you're getting a nice ambiance, one on the ground, but the whole canopy of the tree is lit up while you're sitting under it. Under the linden tree out front is just, it's such an amazing tree. Just that small flagstone pad, it's just a really great spot to hang out. I think that's one of her favorite spots in the yard. And then the really cool wrought iron arched gate that we put on the side of the house that just acts as another entrance. You walk through that and the backyard just kind of opens up and it draws you through. And then right down to the bald eagle art piece that they put in the Dry River Red we created for them. I think it's just a really nice spot beside the pool deck that draws your eye and looks super unique from up on upper patio as well as down on the pool deck.
I don't know the landscaping business that well. There's obviously lots of firms in town that do similar kinds of work. But you know, what happened here was really 4 years and 4 phases of a very somewhat complicated project to make everything fit together. And I think it's a rare group that can pull that off in the way that Creative Roots did.
Agreed. It was always affirmative. It was always, let's get it done. And the excitement by a contractor was so refreshing.
I would say that went right down to everyone on the shovels too.
That's right.
I mean, everybody was really engaged with the project, and all of them had good ideas as well as we went along.
Yeah.
And that made the world a difference.
It did. This is something that goes above and beyond because of what we've experienced with the company, with the people. That's why we're standing here with you now, is because of how much we think of the people that work for the company.